This episode is powered by Total Roofing and Construction. TRC is family-owned, community-driven, and real straight shooters. If your roof needs help, Total Roofing and Construction has you covered. Literally. Hit them up at totalroofingandconstruction.com and support a business that supports veterans. All right, everybody. Welcome to the JMach Podcast out at the Patriot All-America. I want to take the time to thank USAA, the West Valley Mavericks, the Patriot All-America, and Pop Snoop for being here and willing to be on the podcast. Our mission at the JMach Podcast is to combat veteran and first responder suicide, one story, one conversation at a time. With that said, this conversation is about to go deep. It's going to talk about traumas, coping mechanisms, his time in Vietnam, how he earned the Purple Heart 3 times. So if that's something that may be a little hard to hear, please feel free to make your way out. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. So if you need to leave, please do. Now, Vietnam veterans did not come home to parades. They didn't come home to thank yous. Many came home to silence, and even worse. Today's guest is a man who lived in the war, survived it, and is still standing, not just for himself, but for generations that followed and continue to follow. My guest today is Pop Snoop, a United States Army Vietnam veteran, 3-time Purple Heart recipient, and an elder whose presence carries history, sacrifice, and truth. This conversation isn't about glorifying the war. It's about honoring service, acknowledging the pain, and finally saying something that should have been said a long time ago. Pop Snoop, the audience and I would like to say something to you, and welcome home.
Thank you.
I want to start this podcast just like I do with every other one. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. How are you really doing today?
I'm good. I'm alive.
Okay. I'm going to have to work a little harder to dig deeper.
Right.
I see.
Right.
Okay. No problem. Let's take it back to the very beginning. What was childhood like for you?
Oh, my job, it was very good. I grew up in a little small town in Mississippi, McCall, Mississippi. My dad had a landscaping business, so this is what I worked for. And after high school, when I turned 18, I was drafted. And I went to Vietnam. I got to Vietnam. I took basic at Fort Lewis, Washington, from January to February. I took AIT at Fort Bliss from March to April. I went home for a month on leave. I arrived in Vietnam June 4th, 1968.
Okay. Before we jump right into Vietnam, can you tell me what it was like prior to getting drafted?
I was a teenager having fun, drinking beer, going to parties, chasing girls, the norm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but never expected to get drafted. Me and none of my homeboys, but most of the guys I grew up with, we all went to Vietnam. We was drafted.
Can you take me back to that moment when you heard that the draft was starting? How did you take that? How did you feel?
No, this draft had already started. Back then, once you turn 18 years old, you have to go register for the draft.
Right.
You have to go to the draft board. They give you a card. Then a couple weeks later, they bring you down for your physical. Now, it was 3 categories. You had 1A, okay, they took you. 4F and 1Y, they didn't take you. I was 1A. So if you're 1A, Vietnam.
Okay. And so what was it once you heard your number called or being drafted? What did your mindset shift to?
Well, I really didn't think nothing of it. Okay, but go back then, they was drafting 35,000, 40,000 guys at a time. So I was just another guy being drafted. So when I got drafted and went to basic, that's when my life changed because those drill sergeants, man. You're 18 years old, they put fear in you, they get in your face and scream and holler at you, call you all kinds of names. Wasn't nothing you can do about it. But okay, I did that for 8 weeks. Okay, after that, AIT is different. AIT, I can wear my civilian clothes, go to a club or whatever. So AIT is like advanced individual training to get you ready for Vietnam. I trained for Vietnam in El Paso, Texas. And the bad part about it, I trained in White Sands, Mexico. And White Sands is a different world in Vietnam. So after 8 weeks of that, I went on for a month. Then I went to Vietnam. And that's when reality set in.
Let's talk a little bit about that reality.
Well, When I first got to Vietnam, the first day we got there June 4th. We arrived about 6:30 in the morning. And back then, they had these big planes to hold 400, maybe 500 guys. It wasn't an airline, it was a charter planes. I left from my Travis Air Force Base in Fairfield, California. We made a pit stop in Hawaii. We stopped in Guam. We stopped in Wake Island. Our last stop was the Philippines. After the Philippines, 2.5-hour flight to Vietnam. We landed in Vietnam, Ben Wa Air Force Base. We started getting off the plane. The first thing I noticed about Vietnam was the heat. In Vietnam, be able to tell you, the heat in Vietnam is completely different than the heat here. The next thing I noticed was the smell. It had a smell to it I'll never forget long as I live. So the plane's unloading, and they started dropping mortar rounds on the field. We brand new. We FNGs, that's called FNGs. So the sergeant told us to run inside the bunker. We didn't know what a bunker was. Okay. So the plane started taking off, and after that, we got on some buses. We went to Long Binh to the 90th replacement. That's where everybody processed in there. And it was guys going home telling us stories about Vietnam. This one guy told us, he said, "Hey man, the training you had in the States, forget about it." He said, "They're going to train you." We said, "Who?" He said, "Charlie." "Who is Charlie?" He said, "You'll find out who he is." And we spent 2 days there. We spent the night. The next day, they started calling our names out, telling everybody where they was going. I went to the first cab. Some guys who went to the 101st Airborne Division, 82nd, 173rd, Big Red 1, 9th Division, 11th number cab, 196 to the 199th Light Infantry. So we flew to Queen Yan. I was in 2 Corps. We got 1 Corps, 2 Corps, 3 Corps, 4 Corps. So I went to 2 Corps, the Central Highlands Mountains, right? So when I got to my unit, man, went to the bush. And that's my true story.
And how quickly did your mindset shift that, like, oh man, I'm no longer an 18-year-old, 19-year-old?
When did it shift? When I got shot at.
Okay.
Yeah, the first ambush.
And what was your initial reaction to that first shot? Did flight or flight take over, or did training take over?
Instinct.
Okay.
Training, forget about that, man. Instinct. So, an ambush is like, it's a surprise attack, right? But in Vietnam, you're in the jungle, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't see them, they see you. Or you see muzzle flashes. But I had never been shot at before, right? And we got lit up. And guys screaming and hollering, guys was getting wounded. My platoon sergeant started calling in artillery. They called in the gunships, the Cobras. And in the ambush lasted maybe about 40 minutes. But it's after the fact, that's when I got scared. That was my first firefight. But I'm thinking, I got 11 months and 15 days to go. And we're going to see them again and again and again. From that point on, man, my fire base, where I was called LZ Action. I was on Highway 19, the Mangyang Pass. Convoys would come from Anke to Pleiku. They would always get hit. And every time they got hit, we got hit. Every morning at 5:30, they probably drop in 25, 30 mortar rounds in on us. Okay, they stop, you look around, see who's wounded or whatever. The next thing you do, we would go mine sweeps with the engineers. You know, one Jeep would go this way, one would go this way. It was a guy in front with a thing going back and forth across the highway. We was finding mines every day. Okay. Then after that, you come back to your base camp and you go on your mission. So that being said, man, it was ambush after ambush, mortar attacks, and it was like nonstop, man.
What do you think people today misunderstand the most about serving in Vietnam?
They don't understand what we went through. You know, like they don't understand that you out there in the jungle, man, for a whole year. You know, no TV, no radio, no cold water. I mean, it's like being a Boy Scout, but you've been shot at. They're trying to kill you, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you This is a personal question now. Like, there was a movie that came out recently about that famous beer run. Did you watch that movie?
No.
Okay, so you heard nothing about the...
No.
All right. I don't know if it's real or not. I apologize. So can you share, besides getting shot at, finding IED or mortars, explosives, and all that, what was the daily life like? Just constant combat from...
Daily life's like you go on patrol, you patrol all day long, come back to your fire base, you pull a guard duty. The first shift is from 6 to 12 at night, 2-man team. If you do 3 hours, I sleep 3 hours. After your 3 hours, I do my 3 hours to 12. My whole tour in Vietnam, I had the second shift from 12 to 6 in the morning. I sleep 3 hours. Okay, you wake me up. I do my 3 hours. But the only thing about Vietnam, you couldn't see nothing, man, because it's pitch black. Once every hour, you fire a couple of shots. They call it harassment and interdiction. But in Vietnam, man, hours a long time. And at night, man, I see more action at night than during the day. And I finally figured out why we was always getting hit at night. Once you start shooting, every fifth round, it's a tracer. Once they see a tracer, man, they're gonna shoot in your direction. But we was always outnumbered, man, 5-1. And where I was, man, come to find out that the French had been massacred there in 1954. We didn't know it. It was 2 fire bases, 2 pump stations. August 24th, this bridge that we regarded from time to time was overrun. The lieutenant called in and he said, we got Buku movement. I don't know why he called in. And Buku in Vietnamese means it's a whole lot of guys, right? It was 12 guys on the bridge. They were surrounded by Vietnamese. And when he hung the radio up, the fight started. It really wasn't a fight. All we seen was yellow and green traces because the AK-47 had the yellow and green traces. They had RPGs and they went hand in hand. Less than 10 minutes, the bridge was overrun. We had to go down there, right? What it is, once they come to do what they came to do, they disappear. So we go down to the bridge, man. It was 12 guys on the bridge. 11 got killed. They had cut their throats, tied their hands behind their back, took their watches, rings, guns, and everything. And they have this piece of paper they nail in your chest. It says GIDD. That means leave Vietnam. That was a wake-up call. 4 days later, I get wounded. My lieutenant, he got wounded, hit real bad. My squad leader lost one of his eyes. I was wounded. Ron was wounded. They must have dropped in maybe about close to 100 mortar rounds, man. We got Dust-Off came in, took us back to John K to base camp. I spent 5 days there, and then I went back to the bush. Okay, that's the first time I got wounded. Now, from the time I got wounded up until 1969 in April, we was killing parts, ambushes, suicide runs, stuff like that. So April, I just got back from Bangkok, Thailand, from R&R, and we got hit. It was a 9-hour shootout. I was wounded twice again, twice by RPG. I mean, it was RPGs and mortar rounds, and it was maybe about it was 35 of us, maybe about close to 100 of them, but we held them off. We called them artillery. The corpus came in. We kind of pushed them back, so we knew it wasn't over, right? So they was regrouping. We was regrouping. They came again. They always send 2 waves at you. But the first wave don't do it, they send the second wave. But we held them off, man.
Did the government give you medicine or caffeine pills or anything like that during Vietnam?
No, saltwater pills.
Saltwater pills?
Yeah, saltwater pills, yeah.
And what was that for?
To keep the mind off sex for the morning and to help dehydrate you. Because in Vietnam, it's like 125 degrees every day, man.
Okay.
Then you have monsoon season where it rains for like 2 or 3 months.
And when you were wounded, how long were you gone for? Did you always come right back within a couple of days?
Well, the last 2 times I was wounded, I was hit in the neck, I was hit in my hand. But the bad part about it, the Dust-Off came, but they couldn't land because they was being shot at. So It took them maybe about 2.5 hours to really get us out. 'Cause we finally got them back, pushed them back, and they finally left. Went to the hospital, came back, and when I came back to my fire base, they made me an RTO at the CP.
Okay. And what was camaraderie like while you were out in Vietnam?
Well, as you know, back then, 1968, it was a lot of things going on. The riots and the blacks against whites, race tensions in Vietnam. Me and my boys, we was good, but there was a lot of things going on. Like a lot of lieutenants was frags. Matter of fact, it was 93 frags when I was in Vietnam. Fragging means self-officer, you're a lieutenant, right?
Right.
You fresh in Vietnam. We've been there. We believe more in a platoon sergeant than you, because the platoon sergeants kept me alive, not lieutenants. Okay, so if you're a lieutenant and you're going on patrol and you're fresh in Vietnam, you play by the rules. In Vietnam, there are no rules, right? And you want to go down old trails and go back to the same places where you know it's going to be a shootout. And a lot of guys don't like that, man. So what they would do, they would wait you to the bathroom, the head, as they call it. I take a shower, take a grenade, pull a pin, let it cook for 2 seconds, throw it in, and take off. That's fragging.
Yeah. Okay. And how did racism affect you at all, or did it not at all?
It didn't affect me at all. No, period. My thing was, you needed me, and I needed you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So me and my boys, we was good. Yeah.
How did that mindset carry on? What was your mindset on racism before Vietnam?
Well, I grew up in Mississippi during the civil rights movement, but my mom and dad taught me to love everybody, no matter what. So by my dad having, yeah, by my dad having a landscaping business, we worked for all the rich people in my hometown. I knew them all. I grew up with the kids. Okay, so it's like, so what? I mean, black and white. I never did understand it, and I still don't understand it. But one thing I can say, my mom and dad taught us love everybody.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And now let's transition into coming home and being forgotten. When you returned from Vietnam, what kind of reception did you personally receive?
What kind of reception did I get? Wasn't a reception. They called us baby killers, man. They was throwing stuff at us, man. Like, here's the long story short, man. We got treated real bad. And every guy that was in Vietnam, I tell you right now, that's something we would never forget as long as we live. Even when I got home to my mom and dad, they looked at me all crazy. Everybody thought the Vietnam vets was crazy, but it wasn't. Our problem was we couldn't tell our stories. Now, when I started going to PTSD classes around Vietnam vets, I felt a lot better.
Okay.
You feel?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be around your peers.
Exactly. We could talk all day long, but you wasn't there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so everybody got disrespected, ignored, or treated as if the war was their fault.
Right.
How did that impact you, and how did you let that go eventually?
It took a long time to get over that, man. When I got out in 1970, 2 months later, I got a job at the post office. Because back then they had jobs, right? You talking about 1970, man. The America was just coming up, right? So I got a job at the post office. I worked there from 1970. I retired in 1995. My son gave me early retirement, Snoop did. When he came out with Doggy Style, he sold a whole lot of records. He told me to pack my bags and leave the post. But I had 25 years then, so that was cool.
Right.
2 years military time. I had paid that back in. So I was 3 years away from my retirement. And from 92 to right now, I've been doing film.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I still want to get back into the transition out of the Army. How was that for you? Outside of like everybody treating you terribly.
Well, it wasn't that bad for me, man, because my thing was when I left Vietnam in Vietnam. A lot of guys are still living in Vietnam, okay? So my thing was, I got a job, bought me a duplex. I got married at 23, but it didn't last. I thought I was ready for it, but I wasn't. And I just kept working, man. But let me say this, man. I think Vietnam is on me for the rest of my life. And if I don't stay busy and start dwelling on it, I'll be another victim, you know what I'm saying? But I don't dwell on it.
Absolutely. So what tools or techniques have helped you keep Vietnam in Vietnam other than staying busy?
Watching movies. I watch Platoon. That's my favorite movie.
Okay.
Now, Hamburger Hill. Let me tell you that story. I took a picture May 9th, 1969. The next day, the fight for Hamburger Hill started. If you watch the movie, you have to watch the movie Hamburger Hill?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was a RTO at the CP. They had been fighting for 3 days, right? It took them 10 days to take the hill. My lieutenant came in and told me to go on their frequency because everybody in Vietnam was hearing about Hamburger Hill. So when I got on their frequency, man, all I heard, all you can hear was AK-47s, Claymore mines, RPGs going off. So what happened was, man, the 4th day they were still fighting. Day 5 they was fighting. Day 6 they still fighting. So we know, but by us being in Vietnam, we said, damn, man, that's a long fight. They took the hill May 20th. I left Vietnam June 1st.
Dang.
Yeah.
What do you want people to understand of life after service that Vietnam veterans endured?
Well, trying to get my 100%. Okay. I was at 20% from 1970 until 2002. Because it's like the guys came back from Iraq and Afghanistan. Most of them got 100% when they got out. We didn't. We had to fight fires. I was denied 3 times. I got 3 Purple Hearts, Bronze Stars, Medal of Achievement, and I had to fight for 100%. So a friend of mine called me. He called me 2001. He said, hey, man, I got my 100%. They were paying Vietnam vets for PTSD. I had PTSD, didn't realize it. Most Vietnam vets, say, for instance, if I go to a restaurant, I have to sit facing the door.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I didn't like being around people. You know what I'm saying? It took about this much to piss me off. That's that Vietnam syndrome. But when I was going to my classes, PTSD classes, been around a lot of Vietnam vets, it kind of went away. I'm a lot better than I was. But for a long time, I didn't like people, man.
I can understand that. What led you to recognize that you needed help, and what allowed you to seek that help?
When I started going to PTSD classes, because me or none of the guys I was in Vietnam with, we just had a job just working. But when my friend called and told me that he had got his 100%, they was paying Vietnam vets with PTSD, that's when I realized how bad a shape I was in. I'm in a class of 25 guys. This is in LA. Most of them was Marines. And in every Tuesday, everybody would tell these stories. Okay? So it just felt a lot better hearing this story, my stories, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm around people who had been there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to worry. You could tell the truth and not have to worry about getting sent somewhere.
But I can relate to it. I could relate to them. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what helped you find your way forward in life even before the PTSD classes?
Just working, being around family, working at the post office, playing a lot of basketball, you know what I'm saying? Drinking beer with the fellas, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And what would you say was your biggest struggle after the war?
Sleeping. Because I was so used to being up all night long sometimes. Long story short, my whole year in Vietnam, I didn't sleep. In Vietnam, we took power naps because you constantly being shot at. You know, you're going on patrol, you're going on ambushes, you're guarding bridges at night. You don't sleep, man.
Have you been able to regain your sleep now?
Kind of, but I still get up in the middle of the night after 1 o'clock. Like I'm still pulling guard duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's embedded.
It's ingrained in you at this point.
Right, oh, yeah.
And how did you cope during these times, whether they were unhealthy or
here or Vietnam?
Since you've been home?
Probably watch the whole movie, drinking beer. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever recognize that beer became a downfall for you, or were you able to stay in control?
Excuse me?
Were you able to... Did beer or alcohol ever come to like a downfall for you, or were you always in control?
Nah. Let me say this. Before I went to Vietnam, and probably a lot of other guys, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink. When I got to Vietnam, I picked up all kinds of habits, man. Okay? That war, Vietnam is one of those type places, man, like you're 12,500 miles away from home. You're there with a bunch of guys you don't know. You know? And at the end of the day, man, whatever they do, you're going to do it.
Absolutely. And what kept you going when things were getting heavy? and
If
the
you-
PT back home, when everything was getting heavy and the triggers were coming up, what kept you grounded and what kept you moving forward?
Well, what happened was when I retired from the post, I went on the road. I went on tour with my son for 13 years. I was his road manager. So being with him, like every day, going overseas, going around the world every year, doing shows and stuff, it really helped me out a whole lot. Cause me and my son is like this, right? But being on tour, meeting different groups, meeting people overseas and stuff, I mean, it really just took my mind off Vietnam.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was your relationship with your like with your kids prior to PTSD?
I only have one kid.
Okay. What was your relationship like with Snoop prior to going to the PTSD classes and working on yourself?
Oh, me and Snoop, we more like brothers, man.
Yeah.
Basketball, when you see me, you see Snoop. Cause we just like. The only difference is he's a younger version than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what does life look like for you today?
Oh, like the weather.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's love today, man. I'm alive.
And what is continuing to keep you grounded and alive today?
Being in the movie business. I really don't deal with the music business that much. It's a ruthless business, it's a cutthroat business. I don't like it. I grew up in music my entire life, right? I came from my mom and dad, right? But my thing is film. So by me being retired, being back in film again, being around different people, it makes my day, man.
That's amazing. I'm
Yeah.
so happy for you.
Yeah.
And when you look at us younger veterans or service members, what do you want them to know?
I want them to know that it doesn't matter what you went through, learn from it, and let it make you a better person, man.
With that, what lessons have life and war taught you?
Oh, it taught me from number one. It taught me to appreciate being alive. It made me a better person. For as going out helping people that I can. Like I'm in a position right now by me being Snoop's dad. I have my own identity. I don't ride my son's coattail. That's what he do. This is what I do. I'm around people all the time. I love film. I love to go fishing. I go hunting. I live in Georgia.
Okay.
But I do a lot of fishing. And fishing, some guys play golf, right? I'm a fisherman. That's my meditation. Yeah.
So peaceful out there.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Even when you're frustrated and not catching a fish.
Right.
But you probably don't have that problem. You got that skill
I
set.
catch fish down south. Come on.
So how does it feel to finally be seen and honored for your service?
Oh, best feeling in the world. This event that you guys are giving right now, I've never been to nothing like this. Down in Georgia, in Atlanta, I belong to a post, but this here is phenomenal, man. I love this because I'm around guys who's in the military, that's in war and stuff. So we all have our own different stories, but it's a good feeling to be around young people. Young people keep me young.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of similarities being around veterans, whether
yeah.
different eras, and we can all learn from each other.
Exactly, right.
Pop Snoop, I just want to thank you, not just for your service, but for your endurance, your honesty, and your willingness to share your story.
Thank you.
Many Vietnam veterans didn't get the respect they deserve when they came home. So I want to say this clearly from me and everyone listening and in the audience. Again, welcome home. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is true. It's truly been an honor to sit here with you and to share this space with you. And if people want to connect with you or learn more about your story, you're going to stay for a minute to interact with people?
I'll be here.
And how can we find you?
Pop Snoop, Instagram. Pop Snoop, one word.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Thanks, man.
Don't forget, tonight at 4 p.m. right here, Aaron Nichols from The Voice will be hosting a live concert at the Patriot All-America, so please feel free to come back out. And at 1 o'clock, we have Andrew Coughlin with Wounded Warrior Program. He'll be getting interviewed at the Veteran Village as well. Thank you all.
Actually, hold up 1 second, 1 second. Today is a very special day. It is JMach's birthday. So on the count of three, can
Not
everyone
yet.
just yell happy birthday? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday.
Thank you
And
all
on
so
behalf
much.
of the Mavericks
Thank you.
and Veteran Village,
Oh,
happy birthday cake and a gift from Pop. So happy birthday, JMach.
Thank you so much. Can you hold it for me? Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
don't-
JMach, my birthday is this month.
Okay.
The 13, I just, yeah.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
We're No, you're not a Capricorn.
I'm a Sag.
Okay.
Well, but yeah.
I'll let it slide, okay?
Okay. I'll give you a break, man.
Awesome. Gin and Juice by Snoop or Dre
Yeah.
and Dr. Snoop. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate this. Put it on.
Put it on.
Sorry for that noise.
And at this point, if you have any questions for Papa Snoop, please raise your hand and I'll come to you. Any questions? If not, he's going to be drinking Corona all night.
Right. Lime and salt. No questions.
All right,
Cool.
we have a question.
Go figure, it's me again. Hey, Pop Snoop.
What's up, man?
Thank you for sharing and being transparent. I just want to know, because like we are really lucky, the veterans who are current day vets. I mean, you were current day vet, but like through social media, are you still cool with any of your boys that survived and came home with you?
Yeah,
got tight
3
connections. Three of them.
3 of us, yeah.
That's awesome.
What? The guy that I spent the most time with, he found me on Facebook 7 years ago. Last time I seen him was April 1969, but I saw him in Detroit, Michigan 2 years ago. First time we had seen one of those since he was 19 years old.
See, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, where's the beer at?
It's in the golf cart. It's ready for you. All right. Well, we have the flyover at 1:15 and back to Veteran Village. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, JMach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If this episode has helped you, share it. You don't know who else needs to hear it. Please follow, like, and subscribe to the JMach Podcast. It helps me reach out to fellow veterans and first responders who may be struggling as well. I'm JMach. Thank you for being here and stay in the fight.